Trading futures and options on futures involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all traders and investors. Oftentimes in futures trading, you have a high combination of leverage and volatility. And although this could be an equation for opportunity, it's also an equation for risk. So be careful. Only fund your futures trading account with risk capital. My personal definition of risk capital is money I could afford to lose, doesn't change my lifestyle, or overly stress me out. As human beings, we make bad decisions when we're under stress, so be in a good spot. Remember, micro contracts could be friends. Take it easy on the day trade margins. You get plenty of leverage without maxing out on those day trade margins on a regular basis. We'll be taking a look at a real-time simulated live NinjaTrader trading platform today, and none of this should be construed as trade or investment advice. Past performance not indicative of future results. Well, it might be good afternoon, actually. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to NinjaTrader Platforms Unleashed. My name is Jim Cagnino with NinjaTrader. It is October 16th, 2023. Happy Monday, everybody. Today's focus, before I even go to today's focus, hang on a second. Joining us in the chat, and if you haven't found the chat, you go to ninjatrader.com/events. ninjatrader.com/events. Joining us is my colleague, Ed Jerkin. He's going to be in the chat, and he's able to answer any kind of question related to futures trading, related to NinjaTrader, even if it's a little off topic today of what we're going to talk about. Feel free to reach into that chat and say hi to Ed or ask him a question. He is there and a longtime NinjaTrader employee, and he's got some skills. Having said all that, today we're going to talk about automated trade management, ATM strategies, they're called. And you might be familiar with some of them, right? You might be familiar with a bracket OCO or a trailing stop OCO, and I'm going to show you how to set all those up. So let's go ahead and take a peek at my setup here. I have a chart on the left, and I have a trading ladder on the right, or Superdome, NinjaTrader Superdome. And so to turn on the ATM strategies, there's a couple of different ways to access it. One is from the chart itself. And what I'm going to do on the chart is I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have my chart trader turned on. And I'm going to go over to the egg beater here, this egg beater. I put my mouse on top of the symbol there. It says chart trader. I'm going to click on that. It's going to give me a dialog box, right? I'm going to click. I have it hidden right now, but I want to show it. I'm going to show it. I went ahead and it opens up on the right-hand panel of your chart. And you can see a whole bunch of buttons and stuff and things going on. But the ATM strategies is right here. It doesn't look like much. It's like ATM strategies in a drop-down menu, right? But you could access them through here, right? You could hit the click. You could drop down the menu, and you could see that I have none right now selected, or I have these ones that I've created earlier. I've saved these different strategies from previous days, or I could customize. And when you hit customize, it'll open up this dialog box, which we're going to spend some time on today. So it does a lot, this dialog box. Alternatively, another way to open up that dialog box is to go to the trading ladder itself. And at the bottom of the trading ladder, you'll see ATM strategies, again, with the word none. And you hit that drop-down menu, and then you can hit customize, and it'll open up the custom strategy parameters window where we can go ahead and set up a whole bunch of stuff. Doesn't look like a lot, but it does an awful lot of stuff. So those are the two ways to access it, to get it started. I'm going to focus with the one on the Superdome since it'll give us some more real estate to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink my chart up a little bit. I'm going to move the NinjaTrader Superdome right in the middle here. And we talked about the Superdome last week. So if you want to learn more about the Superdome, its functionality, what it all means, check out the recording from last week's NinjaTrader Platforms Unleashed. Okay, so let's think about ATM strategies. Let's go ahead and just create what's called a simple order cancels other strategy, right? Simple bracket, it's called. I'm going to go down to the bottom where it says ATM strategy, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that drop-down menu, and I'm going to click on custom. And I'm going to see this window appear. And I have some work to do, right? How many contracts would I like to trade with this strategy on this particular trade idea? Well, I'm going to keep it at one. Order quantity is one. Good till cancel is good. Parameter type ticks. I'm going to drop it down. You could change it to another parameter type, but ticks is the smallest price increment. It's easy for me to get my head around, so I'm going to keep it on ticks. Now, I already have one set. So what I have to set two things, really. I have to set a stop loss, and I have to set a profit target. And don't follow don't follow along blindly here. This is just a sample trade idea. I'm not coming up with any particular direction or any particular trade idea. This is just to show the functionality of how you would set up a simple order cancels other simple bracket. So for profit, I'm just going to set it up at 8. Put an 8 in the profit. 8 ticks is my profit target. My stop loss is going to be, I don't know, let's say 8 also, right? So it's pretty symmetrical. I got a profit target of 8 and a stop loss of 8. And you can make these parameters whatever you'd like. On the right-hand side, you'll see stop strategy. It's none. We're going to leave that for now. We'll go back and add something to that later. So I'm going to hit OK. And at the bottom of my trading ladder, you'll see it says custom, right? With a little I there. It means it's activated. So now I want to put an order in. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a limit order in. I'm going to try to get filled right away. And once I get filled, which I just did at 44.0325, it automatically put my profit target 8 ticks above my entry, and it put my stop 8 ticks below the entry. Now, whichever one of these orders gets filled first, the other order will automatically be canceled. It's called order cancels other, right? And it's automated. My hands are off the mouse. I don't have to worry about it. I put my orders in with one click of the mouse after I set up my custom strategy, which I can save as a template. And you can see I'm about 4 ticks away from my stop right now. And we'll hang tight just so we can see what happens here when we actually do get filled. All right, so we got filled. We were stopped out. The profit target automatically canceled. That was from the long side. Let's do it from the short side. It doesn't matter if you're long or short. You could do it from let's go ahead and sell a contract. And there's my price, 01 half. My stop is 8 ticks away, and my profit target is 8 ticks away from my entry. Now, the other thing that's really important is I could cancel and replace these orders, and the instructions for the OCO still are valid. So if I click once and click again, I just literally move that target from 8 ticks down to 10 ticks. The directions are still there. The OCO knows, hey, once I get filled, either stopped out or my profit target, the other one will automatically be canceled. So now you can kind of start seeing how that could be handy as you're going ahead and placing your trade. So one, it automates everything, so you don't have to go ahead and cancel something. Right. And two, it gives a little bit of a discipline, right? I came up with my trade idea, my hands are off the mouse, and I'm going to let it go. So there we just got stopped, and my profit target was automatically canceled, creating a flat position. You can see flat, and nothing is working in the order book for this particular market for this account. All right, let's get a little bit more fancy here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to edit my custom order. I'm going to edit my custom order. And let's say, as an example, I wanted to do what's called a multi-target bracket, multi-target OCO. Let's do that. Let's do a 3-contract order, right? Let's do a 3-contract trade. So I'm going to change my order quantity to 3. And, for target one, let's go ahead and say, you know what, I want the stop to be 8, and I want the profit target to be 8. I think that's good. Now I want to hit this add button here on the lower right, and it's going to give me target 2. I'll hit the add button again. It'll give me target 3. Now, since I only have 3 contracts, I want to change target 1 to 1 contract. So these are the 3 contracts, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep my stop the same, 888 for all 3, but my profit targets are going to be different. Let's say my second profit target is a 12. And then the third one is a 16. Again, I'm just making it up. So what I'm doing is I'm saying, hey, I want to get either long or short. And my profit target for my first unit of the 3 is going to be 8 ticks. For the second unit, it's going to be 12 ticks. And for the third unit, it's going to be 16 ticks. The whole time, as soon as I hit a profit target, my 3-lot stop is going to become a 2-lot stop. Let's go ahead and take a peek. I'll hit OK. All right, so now I want to try to get long here. We'll let the market come to us a little bit. Let's do it on an even number. It'll be easier for me. Let's kind of wait a little bit. You could do this with the market order. Any entry order you could do this at, right? You could enter on a stop if you want. You could put a limit order in like I'm doing. It will trigger, as long as the ATM strategy below is set to something, it will trigger that particular strategy. So we're filled. Here's our position at 04 even. Here's my first target, 8 ticks up, second 12, third 16. The idea is, as the market goes up, if I were to achieve my first target at 06, then my 3-lot stop down here at 02 will automatically become a 2-lot stop, right? So because I only have 2 contracts left, right? I already sold one back. I'm long 3 right here. I'm going to go ahead and edit this a little bit to see if we can see that behavior happen. I'm just going to bring down that first target. It's easy to do just for 2 ticks, and we'll see if this actually does what it's supposed to do. We're going to hang tight for a second. This is the hardest part of this particular NinjaTrader Platform Unleashed show, is waiting for the market to cooperate so you can see these OCOs, because I don't know if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down, and I just have to draw a line in the sand and decide this is what's going to happen. So this is, again, called a multi-target bracket, right? And I have the stop set to the same positions, but I could have them set to different positions. I could have easily had one unit 8 ticks down, a second unit 10 ticks down, and a third tick 12 ticks down as an example. All right, is everybody following me so far? Let's hang tight here a little bit just to see if we get a little bit of more push. Everybody go into your accounts and start buying like crazy. We'll push this market up. I'm joking. Don't do that. Don't do that. But if we just get stopped out, we'll put it in again. So we're going to be a little bit patient here. Appreciate everybody being here today. Let's hang tight a little bit. I'm going to give myself one more tick advantage here. I'll just go 1 tick above my entry price, see if we can get that filled, and we can see. If not, we'll just go ahead and cancel and we'll put it in again, maybe with some tighter parameters, right? Maybe with some tighter parameters. And we'll keep picking the long direction because eventually it's going to have to go up, I think. Now, if I get stopped out, which I might get stopped out right here, then all 3 of these profit targets just got canceled. So that's the nature of the OCO. Let's do the opposite. Let's go short here. And just to see, again, you could do the same position, same trade on the short side as you can on the long side. And there's the layout, right? 8, 12, 16. I'm going to just go ahead and scooch this up a little bit, see if we can get the 0125s and see if these 3 light stop. You can see the 3S in there in that red. It says 3S just changed to 2S. And that this behavior will continue on the downside until either we get stopped out or all of the profit targets are exhausted. Again, I could just kind of change things around, click and click, cancel and replace. It's really that easy to do. Let's see if we get a second unit. Now, we'll try this also in the micro NASDAQ, which is a lot quicker of a market. Things move a lot faster, but sometimes you could demonstrate these kind of trade ideas a little bit better. Remember, the green are limit orders. In other words, that they will not trigger immediately upon being touched. This is not market if touched. This is a limit order that I have set up here. So there's 125 contracts in front of me. That inventory has to get exhausted before I actually get my fill. This is a real-time live simulated account. And so NinjaTrader is really great at estimating at what point that happens. So there we go. So we got the target filled. All is well. We might even get this next target. In the meantime, I'm just going to move my stop down here to below break even and just do some manual trade management on top of the automated trade management. So that's a pretty handy technique. Again, any questions, feel free to type them in. I got Ed Jerkin on my side here, ready to do that. All right, so that one we got stopped. So this was a good example of, we had two units, 2 of the 3 units, we achieved our profit target. And the third one, we got stopped out, creating a flat position at the end of the day. And it was all automated. I decided to trail manually just to show you could do it. All right, what else do we have here in the way of automation, right? I'm going to go ahead. By the way, I'm going to edit this, and I can save this as a template, right? I could save this as a template, so I don't have to set it up all the time. I could say, Jim's 3-lot ES bracket, right? I could name it that. And I hit save and I hit OK. And now next time I want to pull it up, it will be in that drop-down menu of items, right? There it is. There it is right there. So it's easy to save once you set one of these things up. Let's go ahead and see what else we could do. I'm going to hit that drop-down menu. I'm going to hit custom again. Let's say we wanted to, let's do another simple bracket. I'm going to go ahead and do I'm going to change this to 1 contract. We'll have the profit set at 8. We'll have the stop loss set at 8. Now, I'm going to go over here under stop strategy, right? And I want to create a strategy so that when my target is hit, a stop will jump to break even or break even plus a tick, something like that. So I'm going to click on this none, I'm sorry, and I'm going to change it to custom. Right, so now I'm in the custom stop. Hopefully you guys could see this okay. It's a little dialog box here. And we're going to keep it simple here. We're going to focus on auto break even, right? And let's say I know my profit target is 4 ticks, but let's say I want to move my stop once I get 4 ticks up toward my profit target. In other words, once I get halfway to my profit target, then I want to move my stop up. I want it to jump up, right? And where do I want it to jump up at? Well, we're going to go ahead and say 1 tick from where I entered. So I'll hit that 1. I'll put that 1 there, and I'll hit OK, and then I'll hit OK again. So now I've customized it. So let's get long again. So I'm looking for 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking for this market to print a 0125, and then the stop should jump up. Let's see if it does it. I'm just going to keep my mouse there to highlight that 0125, and we'll be patient. But the idea is then that we're going to have one auto break even jump plus a tick, and then hopefully we continue on toward my profit target, which is 0225. At any point during this shooting match, I can get stopped out and everything gets canceled. Order cancels other. So let's be patient here. We need to get 2 more ticks up. Let's see if we get a few more buyers in here. See if we can get a 44.01 and a quarter print. You know, it doesn't have to trade through it, just has to touch it, and then the stop should jump up. Almost there. 1 more tick. There we go. We hit it. It jumped up 1, right? It jumped up 1 plus a target. It jumped up to where I entered plus 1 tick. That's how I set it up, 4 plus 1. And now the OCO bracket is still in place. It's not a trail. We'll do the trail next, but this is a one-time jump. Target's filled. The stop is canceled. Everybody with me? All right. And now let's try actually a trail. Let's try a trail actually. I'm going to go ahead and come back down here to the edit again. I'm going to edit my strategies. And I'll keep everything well, for the trail, let's make it a little bit more robust, shall we? Let's go 10 and 8, maybe 12 and 8, 12 ticks and 8 is a stop. And then I'm going to edit my custom, right? I'm going to edit my custom. Now, instead of this auto bracket here, I'm going to get rid of these numbers. And I want to go down to auto trail. I'm going to hit one. You could do 1 step, 2 steps, or 3 steps. And what the step means is, once your parameter is hit, your stop is going to step up. It's not going to trail tick for tick. It will, but it'll first step up to whatever amount you want it to step up to. Same with step 2, same with step 3. So you could step, and then auto trail, or you could just step and auto trail. Let's just do 1 step to keep it simple. And now I have some parameters to set here. So first thing is profit trigger. How far? Remember, my profit target set at 12. Let's say if this thing gets to 4, right? The market goes 4 ticks my favor. Then I want my stop loss to do something, right? I want the auto trail to stop. But where do I want it to start at? Well, I want to give it 4 ticks because I want to start it at break even. So I'm going to change that to 4. It'll jump it and it'll start trailing upward. Once I get a profit target of 4, and it's going to jump by a frequency of 1. Every time the market makes a new high water mark, then once I get filled, then the trail will tick up 1 by 1 by 1. So let's hit OK. Let's hit OK. And now I got to pick a position, long or short. We'll go ahead and we'll go long again. It looks pretty robust here. See if we can get the 03s. Come on, 03s. There you go. All right, 12 up on the profit target, and then we have 8 down. So what we want to happen is we want 1, 2, 3, 4. We want the market to print an 04. Once it prints an 04, now my stop is going to jump up to where I entered, right? And it's going to start ticking up. But I need to hit that 4, right? Because this is how I set my parameter. I set my parameter, the profit trigger is 1, 2, 3, 4. And the stop loss on that portion of the trail is going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 ticks below the profit target. Right? That's when this whole thing starts. Then should start ticking up, tick for tick for tick for tick for tick. So let's hang tight. Let's see if we can get a little bit more momentum on the upside. Now you could do this from the long side. You could do it from the short side. It doesn't really matter. And I've set my default to one contract. You could set your default for two or for three. So these automated trading strategies could really be good, especially if you catch a trend, right? You catch a trend because then they could really move in your favor. Whew. Let's hang tight for a couple more seconds here. See if we can get a little bit more movement up. Now it's in the middle of the day. I don't have a chart up right here. It's the middle of the day. So it's lunchtime. So you're probably going to see a little bit less volatility in general. So for the demonstration purposes, of course, it takes a little bit longer to kick in. But you get the idea. Maybe I'll pivot over to a NASDAQ chart, and that will, I think we'll be able to see this a lot better on a micro NASDAQ chart. So I'm going to go ahead and just close. I'm going to hit this close button right here. And I'm going to change my chart to an MNQ. This is a much more volatile chart. Bounces around a lot more, as you can see. Bids and offers are a little thinner. So I'm going to recustomize my whole thing again. I'm going to hit edit. And I'm going to say, I want my profit target to be 30. We'll have our stop loss at 20. And then I'm going to go ahead and customize the stop strategy. And well, forced pretty tight for a profit trigger here. So we'll change it to 8. We'll change it to 8. It should jump to break even and then start trailing our way as the market keeps hitting new higher and higher high water marks. So I'll hit OK. I'm going to hit OK. And now I just got to decide, do we want to do this from the long side or the short side? I'm just going to put a limit order in down here. We just got filled. Okay, our stop's down here, right? And so, but we have to wait though, right? We have to wait for our profit target to be hit, and then that stop is going to jump. So let's see if we pick the right direction or not. Let's hang tight. And it's bouncing, that's for sure. And I don't know, there we go. Now I see how it's trailing up as we go up. Every time it makes a new high water mark, the stop keeps moving up. And eventually, you'll get stopped out, and then your profit target's gone away, right? Profit target's gone away. We can do the same thing on the short side. We can go ahead and just get short instead. Let's see if we can get filled real quick and demonstrate that. Oops. Ooh, look at that. It's moving. This market likes to move around a lot. If you haven't already noticed, this market likes to move around a lot. I think you guys are getting the idea though, right? Let's go. Come on, go NASDAQ. There we go. All right, so I'm short. I have my stop up here. Profit target is way down here. Probably have auto center on. And so what I want to happen is this market to go down 8 so that from where I entered, so that my stop jumps. Alternatively, if it just rallies, I get stopped out, the profit target automatically gets canceled. Let's see if we get any kind of, there's the stop right there. All right, stop filled, scrolling down, no profit target to be found, it automatically canceled it. So that's kind of the gist of that type of trade idea. Let me just hit center. And I'm going to go back to the mini S&P because there's a couple other things I want to show you with respect to ATMs. So let's go back down here and let's hit that drop-down menu again. And we're going to just go to none. I'm sorry. Now I'm resetting it. Now, this is important because if I kept this old, let's say that I kept my old, I don't know, the default, Jim's 3-lot ES bracket, right? I placed the trade is over, and now I just want to place a regular trade. Well, this is still turned on. You see that eye there? It's still turned on. So I place another trade, it's going to give me the exact same strategy. If I want to turn the strategy off, I'm going to go back up to that drop-down menu and hit none, right? And by hitting none, there's no strategy anymore. It's just click and click, right? To buy, you click on the buy side. To sell, you click on the sell side. So that's pretty straightforward. So remember that when you do your ATM strategies, does your second entry, do you want to apply the same ATM or not? Remember to go back in and change that. So let's see what else we got here. I'm going to go back to custom. I'm going to go back to custom, and I'm going to hit the more caret there. We have some other things here. We have reverse at stop. reverse it target. Well, they're self-explanatory, right? So in other words, if I'm long and I get and my stop gets hit, it's going to reverse, right? It's going to create a short position. Let's take a look and see how that works. I'm just going to go ahead and click that. I'm going to set my profit target again at, I don't know, we'll make it tighter this time so it'll work, 6 and 6. Simple bracket still. We'll just make it a 1 lot. And then we're going to have reverse it stop. And I'm going to hit OK. Then go ahead, try to get long here at 0.2 half. There we go. And now you'll see I have my profit target up there. But if we go back down to my stop, you see there's 2 contracts there, right? I'm long 1. Why is there 2? Well, one is going to liquidate the position that I have. And the second one is going to it's going to reverse. It's going to create a short position, right? Once it's hit. Let's see if we can get it to hit. And again, you could always just kind of manually move these orders around a little bit. So what'll happen then is the opposite will happen. So now I'm short, but look at my stop. My stop now is the reverse also. This could be a continuous loop. So this is why I don't particularly not a huge fan of this trade idea, but keep that in mind as well. Because again, it's going to continue to put the brackets around it where 2 is on the stop, 1 is on the profit target. All right, let's go back to custom here. What else? We have the same thing for profit target. You could reverse it profit target. It's really the same thing. There's a target chase. It's where if the market's approaching your target, you don't get it, it comes back down. Then the chase feature brings you down a little bit. There's the chase limit to try to get into a market. It will chase the market for you. If it comes to your price, you don't get filled, it goes away from your price, it will chase it up. As an example, not particularly a fan of that, but it will chase the market to get you in. We can go ahead and do it if you want. Let's just put 1 check mark. And then I'll keep that simple. Well, I'll make the bracket a little bit bigger, 8 and 8. Hit OK. And then we'll put an order in. So that happened so fast, you probably didn't see it. Let's close it. Do it again. Let's put my order down at 0.1, right? So as we make new high water mark, it jumped it up once. You might have saw that. It's particularly helpful. It's similar to like, entering, buying on the bid or selling on the offer. Similar kind of idea there. So that's what chasing is. Okay, let's turn off the ATM. Let's turn off the ATM altogether. Regular trade. Okay, let's say as an example, I'm long 1. And I don't have an OCO on, but I want to add an OCO to this position. I want to add a simple bracket to this position after the fact, right? It's like, oh, I forgot to put it on. I want to add it now, or I got to go down and make lunch. I want to have my bracket in. So the way to do that without going down to the ATM strategies at the bottom, I'm going to use the white border. I'm going to right click. And I'm going to see this. I see this menu that appears, and one of the menu items is called OCO, order cancels order, or order cancels other. And I turned it on. How do I know I turned it on? Look at the top of the dome. We have that OC green. Green means go. I think just about universally, it's turned on, right? So I have a long position here. Now, how do I put some parameters in? Well, the first thing I want to do is pick a profit target. A profit target, right? Let's say my profit target is 44.08. I'm going to click there. And I expect the market to go up. Now, alternatively, I want to put a stop loss in, and I'm going to pick a price, I don't know, 44 even, and I'm going to use the middle mouse button, and I'm going to go ahead and put a stop in. Profit target first, stop second. Now the OCO is in play. In other words, it's activated, right? Any one of these gets hit, the other one will automatically get canceled. As long as that's on, I'll go ahead and tighten these things up so we can see the action. And it'll be order cancels other. So that's how you apply a simple bracket or even a multi-target bracket to an existing open position. So now that's still on. Remember, if you want to make another trade without that, you got to right click and just uncheck it. It goes away. And you're back to where you started from. Let's take a look on how to do that in a chart really fast. We're going to take a look at how to do that on a chart. All right, here is a messy chart. I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit. Get rid of the fib line here and take a peek here. Now, again, I'm going to have no ATM strategy selected, right? I'm going to go long at the market. And you can see I have chart trader turned on. You can see there's my position. It's labeled there with that cocktail stir that's kind of crooked right there. And again, if I want to turn on OCO, I'm going to right click in the white spot. A pop-up menu appears, and I'm going to click on OCO order. OCO order is turned on. Oh, look at that. There's that green, green means go, OC rectangle at the upper top. Same thing. I'm gonna decide where my profit target is. Let's just go to the point of control there and hit that order. And now I got to put my stop in. And now this will behave like this trade will behave like order cancels other, right? Profit target gets hit, stop is canceled, profit target gets hit. It's really that simple. And remember, on the chart itself too, you could cut same ATM strategy customization window down here. You just hit that custom, it opens up and gives you that exact same dialog box that we've been talking about all morning long. All right. Appreciate your time. Any questions, anything you want me to go over again, type it in. Appreciate you guys being here with me today at NinjaTrader Platforms Unleashed. I do want to remind everybody that we have Bars Closing, which is our afternoon show. We do it every weekday, Monday through Friday. And it's looking for trade opportunities at the end of the day, at the close. Recapping what happened during the day. And then we also take a look forward on what to expect or what to think about anyway for tomorrow. So if you get a chance, my colleague, Tom Schneider, the incomparable Tom Schneider, is going to be doing Bars Closing this afternoon at 3:15 East Coast time, 3:15 East Coast time. Hopefully we will see you there at this afternoon's event. All right. Having said all that, folks, I appreciate everybody's time today. I appreciate everybody being here with me. I do want to remind everybody, most important message of the day, please be safe out there. Be good to each other. See you next time.